What are you holding on to? What are you grasping that you don't want to let go of? What do you need to release in order to make room for a God whose hands are reaching out to you? Happy Monday, Grace Covenant. This is Samantha Gonzalez-Block, one of your pastors, and boy, have I missed you. It is so good to be back with you. Thank you for giving my family and I the time that we needed to welcome our son Javier into the world. Thank you for welcoming him with open arms 2 Sundays ago. I know he loves his GCPC family already. He's currently sleeping, which gives me time to do this devotional. And I just wanted to share a little bit about what the experience was like getting ready to welcome this new baby into our home. My husband and I realized that we did not have space for a baby. We had too much stuff from our past, from our childhood, things that we were holding on to. Plus, we were living in a very tiny apartment. And so we had to let go of some things. We moved to a bit of a larger space. We said goodbye to things we were holding on to, things that we were so sentimental about, in order to welcome in Javier and give him a place to sleep and a place to feel at ease, and a place where we could bring in everything that he needed, because babies sure need a lot of things. And just this process of letting go and making room reminds me so much of where we are on our Lenten journey. There is a ton going on in our world, so much pain and injustice and loss. We are over a year into this pandemic. We are awaiting vaccines. We are seeing the ways that white supremacy and racism continue to infect our society. We are longing for change, for a new way of living and loving. And we are dealing with all of the day-to-day things that are going on in our lives, our own struggles. And so we ask ourselves, what do we need to let go of in order to make room for Jesus' healing touch? What do we need to release in order to prepare ourselves to welcome in God? Mary Oliver shares this poem called Storage. When I moved from one house to another, there were many things I had no room for. What does one do? I rented a storage space and filled it. Years passed. Occasionally I went there and looked in, but nothing happened. Not a single twinge of the heart. As I grew older, the things I cared about grew fewer, but were more important. So one day I undid the lock and called the trash man. He took everything. I felt like the little donkey when his burden is finally lifted. Things. Burn them, burn them. Make a beautiful fire. More room in your heart for love, for the trees, for the birds who own nothing, the reason they can fly. Friends, on this Lenten journey, we are carrying so very much. Our burdens are heavy, and the road ahead is unclear. But one thing is for certain. We have a God who longs to journey alongside us, whose hands are reaching out to us. Might we release what we need in order to grab hold of God's hand and continue onward. I am praying for you, Grace Covenant. Have a wonderful Monday.